Hello and welcome to the third bottle podcast episode, which I'm recording for the third fucking time now. Fuck me, right? So guess what? I recorded an episode. It was the best one yet. It was, I promise. I know it was the third one, but it was the best one. And it was the best one for at least the next 20 to come. Okay. Unfortunately, my phone, I don't know what happened, but the audio was all glitchy. And I was so happy with the episode that I listened to a little bit and it just had like pauses, like and then talk for a little bit and but you know, it was throughout the whole thing. Took me a couple of days to recover because it was about something that happened to me that day. It was great. It was a great podcast, great talking about it with every single little detail and everything. And I was so enthusiastic and energetic and like, it was really awesome. And the 15 minutes went by like that. I was like, I need a half an hour because 15 minutes not enough. And then, just now, I recorded it again. And guess what? My wife called. And the stupid app that I might change soon didn't pause. Didn't let me pause. And it recorded the phone call. Well, my part of the phone call. Okay, I'll try and soldier on. Just get hyped. Okay, so what happened? This is like the short version of what happened now. Because first of all, I spent 2 minutes 20 seconds talking about other shit, just complaining. And before I just spent like full 15, and it was just like got short. I wanted to talk about more. But I was working and I was driving. It was in a park area, with grass everywhere, trees. And there was a speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour, 20 miles for you Yankees out there. And I was going towards the end of the area. I was about 100 meters, 100 yards out. And there was an arch over there that if you pass that, you go to a 3-lane road. So I was trying to get there, and there was a family crossing the road from the right side to the left. And since I'm in Australia, and he stopped, and the son continued because he's 9. He's on a bike. He doesn't give a shit about life. But I mean, it was fine. But the dad, he saw the son, and he half raised his arm, and just all like, fuck, son, like really. And then he stopped. He waited, and the son. He crossed the road and then kind of swirled back onto the road and was just, not a care in the world, just carelessly swerving in front of me. So I came to a near stop and beeped at him so he would notice, so he would get out of the way of the car, right? So I beeped and he looked at me. He left the road. Everything's fine. I went on. And I saw the dad just looking, just staring at me in the rear view. I was looking, and he didn't break contact. He was just judging my shape, my silhouette in the car, just trying to assess, like, who the fuck And I was like, well, I mean, I did beep, but safety, right? What am I supposed to do? Go to the opposite lane where another car might come? Or because it was quite narrow too. And yeah, so I left, and I had to stop after the arch, because again, 3-lane road. I stopped and was waiting because there was an intersection right after that, and the light was red. So yeah, there I was waiting for the light to go green, and not a minute goes by and I just hear bang on the car. Just heard a bang, and I turn my head to the left, and I briefly see the dad. Now, let me describe him to you. He wasn't much older than me. He was like early 30s or so. I don't know. I think he wasn't older than 5 years from me. Like, taller, slim dude, bald head, beard. Nothing like city type. I don't know. Nothing too intimidating. But, so I saw the bang, and I saw him briefly. And then I turned to the right immediately to hit the little button that locks all the doors on the car, right? So I turn with my brain worked like that. It was like, bang, turn, dead, turn, lock, and I couldn't find the lock. I could not find the fucking lock. Because stress, pressure, and everything. Brain farts, right? And there was no one shooting. There was this not too intimidating person who just banged on the car. And I was just like, click! In my head. But in reality, I was just staring at the door, and my brain projected an image of a different car I used to drive. I think I used to be sure which one it was, but I'm not sure anymore. Either it was the one I drove before for my job, or it was the one we had in New Zealand when we went there for vacation. Well, they had the button in the same spot, so it might have been a combo. So I just wanted to go click, safety, and no, it was just fuck. So I admitted defeat in that battle, and just started turning left, just bracing myself for the confrontation to come. So I turn left. Sure enough, he opens the door. As soon as he opens the door, I just shouted, "Are you crazy?" Just, enter. It's like entering your bubble, right? You're in a car, you yell shit at people, you feel safe. Someone passes you, cuts a bitch! Whatever, you laugh it off, because you're in your bubble, you're safe. In your great metallic bubble. And, and he entered the bubble. So I was shocked and caught off guard. Yeah, I was. And he leaned over the passenger seat and pointed his right index finger at me and started shouting. But I noticed in the heat of the moment his bulging eyes coming out of his head, like 70% out of his head. His optical nerves were so stretched that really, I was afraid he was gonna hit me with the eye. Just like, push it a little more and that's disgusting. And yeah, so that's yelling at me. And he was a psycho bitch. This is how I know this. What he yelled was, "You don't beep at my son, or I'm gonna scratch your fucking eyes out." Scratch your fucking eyes out? What? I mean, I was flabbergasted because this was a guy who, I don't know if he had like 11 sisters and never fought another guy, but okay, let's say if I were to flip out over someone beeping at my son who fucked up to make sure that he gets out of the way safely, if I flipped out over that and wanted to invade someone's vehicle and make him feel unsafe, I would threaten him to either kick his ass or something along those lines, right? Scratch your fucking eyes out. Okay, so immediately after that, I was feeling a little safer. But before all that came out of his mouth, my brain, I wasn't even listening really, because my brain was just going, okay, so I have the seatbelt on, so I'm pretty much buckled in. I don't have a lot of movement. You know, there's a closed door behind me, as opposed to him being free as a bird with leaning in through an open door, so if I were to make a move, he could just back out to the entirety of the planet, right? He could go anywhere. He could go to fucking Thailand for all I care. I don't know. He could just, leave, remove himself from the situation, which I couldn't have. So, and also my brain was thinking, like, okay, there's this little area to the left of me where I have like things, it's resting area for shit. And I do have a self-defense pen, so that's where my brain went. I was like, self-defense pen. Next memory, at home in a drawer. Fuck that too. So I do have this thing I can defend myself with, which is not too harmful, yet not too pleasant to experience. And I left it at home because I haven't been meeting psychos for the past few months, right? So that was going on in my head in the meantime. But then he said, scratch your fucking eyes out. I'm like, eyes? Really? You go for the eyes? And, bitch. Right? Like, bitch. And then he yelled and mumbled more shit like, beep at my son, like, run over my son. And I was like, run over your son? I was going like 2.5 tops. And, and son, it wasn't like I startled the kid, so the kid safely left the situation and everything was fine. And then he said, you came this close to dying today, you cunt, and then left the car. Didn't even slam the door, by the way, but as soon as the door closed, I hit the honk and just just trying to get him mad. And he was just leaving like a big bad bitch. And no. He was a silly goose just because he wanted to scratch my fucking eyes. Never have I ever met a guy who threatens another dude like that. And can you even kill someone? Okay, he might have said, to be honest, he might have said gouge your eyes out. I'm not sure. Can you even die from that? Unless the other person is the mountain from Game of Thrones. And it wasn't from gouging the eyes out. He crushed the dude's skull, right? So the eye, I mean, maybe out of shock, but still, like, it's not like I would have just let him. So, yeah. I just should have started laughing, but he caught me off guard, to be honest. I hope to see him again sometime and honk like crazy. Hopefully just hit that shit and never let go. Till the next time.